Thuli Madonsela is actually called Thuli Madonsela. She is a South African advocate and a professor of law, holding a chair in social justice at Stellenbosch University since January 2018. She served as the Public Protector of South Africa from the 19th of October 2009 to the 14th of October 2016. In 1996, she helped draft the final constitution of South Africa, which was promulgated by the then President Nelson Mandela. In this video, we shall take a close look at the real woman behind the name, Thuli Madonsela. Please do not go away. Thuli Madonsela was born in Johannesburg, South Africa, on Friday the 28th of September 1962. She is currently 56 years. She was born to Bafana and Nomasonta, informal traders, and grew up in Soweto. Madonsela attended Evelyn Baring High School in Mhlangano, Swaziland, from where her family originates. She graduated with a BA in Law from the University of Swaziland in 1987 and an LLB from the University of the Witwatersrand in 1990. On the 26th of March 2015, Thuli Madonsela was awarded a Doctor of Laws degree from the University of Stellenbosch. She was further awarded another Doctor of Laws degree from the University of Cape Town, and the award ceremony took place at Jameson Hall on the 11th of June 2015. She also has an honorary doctorate from Rhodes University and the University of Fort Hare. As a mother, Madonsela raised her two children, a boy and a girl, as a single parent. Her husband died when the children were very young. In late July 2018, it was revealed that Madonsela was engaged to Dick Foxton, a public relations consultant. In 1980, Madonsela began her career as an assistant teacher at her former school, Evelyn Baring High School, in Swaziland. In 1982, she became an assistant teacher at Naledi High School in Soweto. Apparently, Naledi High School was one of the schools at the center of the 1976 Soweto uprising. Madonsela was, until 2007, an ordinary member of the Pretoria branch of the African National Congress. During the apartheid era, she served in the ANC and the United Democratic Front anti-apartheid organization. She believes that holding political office would not be her best contribution as a human being. In 1994, she declined the position of the NCMP in South Africa's first post-apartheid parliament. In January 2014, it was reported that several ANC branches in Gauteng had unsuccessfully nominated her as a candidate to represent the ANC in the National Assembly or one of the provincial legislatures in the 2014 general election. Her spokesperson said she was unaware of the nomination and would not have accepted it. Madonsela worked for trade unions and in both the public and private sectors in the 1980s. She was a member of the team which drafted the final constitution of South Africa, which was promulgated by the then President Nelson Mandela in 1996. After Mandela's death, Madonsela said in a tribute to him, "We will always admire him for gladly submitting his administration to the scrutiny of checks and balances, such as the courts and institutions supporting democracy, when its actions came into question." Prior to her appointment as Public Protector, Madonsela served as a full-time member of the South African Law Reform Commission, appointed to the position in 2007 by the then President Thabo Mbeki. Madonsela was appointed Public Protector by President Jacob Zuma for a non-renewable 7-year term, commencing the 19th of October 2009, with unanimous support from the multi-party National Assembly. At the announcement of her appointment, Zuma said, Madonsela will need to ensure that this office continues to be accessible to ordinary citizens and undertakes its work without fear or favour. Madonsela likens her role as public protector to the Venda chief's paternal aunt, known as the Markadzi, a non-political figure who gives the people a voice while giving the traditional leader a conscience. In 2012, she investigated kickbacks received by Julius Malema in the context of traffic department contracts given to external contractor On Point Engineering. As public protector, Madonsela investigated complaints regarding public spending on Zuma's private homestead in the KwaZulu-Natal town of Nkandla. Her final report on security upgrades to Zuma's homestead, titled Secure in Comfort, was published on the 19th of March 2014. Madonsela found that Zuma had benefited unduly from the 246 million rand the state had spent on the upgrades. Opposition parties, Economic Freedom Fighters and Democratic Alliance approached the Constitutional Court to enforce Madonsela's findings after they were ignored by Zuma and dismissed in Parliament. On the 31st of March 2016, the Constitutional Court delivered a unanimous judgment stating that the Public Protector's report was binding and that Zuma and the National Assembly failed to uphold the country's constitution. The court ordered National Treasury to determine the amount that Zuma must pay back and ordered Zuma to do so within 45 days of the court's approval of the National Treasury report. Her final report, State of Capture, was released as her 7-year term of office came to an end in October 2016. Her report was a result of the complaint submitted by a Catholic priest called Father Stanislaus Muyebi. The report catalogued evidence of widespread state capture, including the Gupta family's improper influence over President Jacob Zuma. Madonsela directed the president to appoint a judicial commission of inquiry, headed by a judge, named by the Chief Justice. Zuma called the report political propaganda and challenged it in court, but the High Court dismissed the challenge in December 2017, finding that Zuma must implement the remedial actions within 30 days and making a personal costs order against Zuma. So far, Thuli Madonsela has received a number of awards from local and international institutions, and they are as follows. South African Person of the Year for serving her role as an ombudsman to the exercise of executive power with unwavering commitment to truth. Awarded by Daily Maverick in 2011. Time magazine named her as one of the 100 most influential people in the world in the leaders category and described her as an inspirational example of what African public officers need to be. Award was conferred in 2014. Glamour Women of the Year Awards, named Woman of Courage, 2014. ANN 7th South African of the Year, 2014. Transparency International Integrity Award, 2014. Doctor of Laws, University of Fort Hare, 2013. Doctor of Laws, Stellenbosch University, Rhodes University, and University of Cape Town, 2015. F.W. de Klerk Goodwill Award, 2016. Forbes African Person of the Year, 2016. Chosen as one of the BBC's 100 Women, 2016. German Africa Prize, 2016. Order of Merit of the Federal Republic of Germany, 2018. Please check in the description box below for the links to the sources of this report. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share and subscribe.